Hi friends! I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and the really good reason for that is that I'm very lazy and like legitimately tired. So yeah, I wanted to just check in. I just got a MacBook, so it's kind of easy to film right on the, what do you call those things? Webcams? On the webcam. So if the quality sucks, it's either this or nothing, so I went with this. Also, I've got cat and dog on the bed and they're feisty, and the robot vacuum is cleaning, so it could get noisy and it could be chaos. But again, it's either this or nothing because I just can't be bothered to like do it any other way. So yeah, if you want to just get an update from, and I also have no notes, so oh my gosh, this video is off to a good start. I think October was the last time I uploaded, so if you want a video kind of summing up October until now, then stick around, because I'm just going to give you an update on what's going on. So, from October until now, which I'm recording this on, what's the date? The 4th of April. It's been eventful. A lot has happened. I went back to work full-time on November the 14th. I'd been gradually working up to that. And I think it was around then that I sort of went off the deep end a little bit, and that sucked. So I was pretty mentally prepared for going like back to work. It wasn't, I wasn't worried about it, but I think that maybe I was like back here instead of up here. And at the beginning of December, I started having trigger warning. I should probably say that. Big trigger warning for people. I'm going to be talking a little bit about depression and some serious things that come with that, and anxiety. So if you're uncomfortable with that, just skip ahead. I won't be talking about it super long. But yeah. So at the beginning of December, I started actually having suicidal thoughts, which was weird. I've had suicidal thoughts before, in my past. I've always struggled a little bit with depression and anxiety and like the existential crisis of why we exist and what's the point of it all. But this was kind of different. It actually concerned me. And I kind of went into a panic attack. I think it was like the first or second week of December, and it just never let up. Every day I would wake up and I was still in this like, not a full on can't function panic attack, but the anxiety never relaxed. I didn't know what I was anxious about. I couldn't pinpoint it, so I couldn't fix it. So I ended up calling my doctor, and I started on an SSRI. Again, I took it when I was younger, but I went back on an SSRI, so I take Taxol. I'm now on a 20 milligram dose. I started at a 10 just because the side effects of Taxol can be intense, but it's a drug that actually really works for me to control my OCD and my anxiety and the depression. So it really works well, and if you can tolerate the side effects, it's a great drug. Also coming off of it can be really hard too. So just, if you're ever considering it, just make sure you do your research, because I think there are a lot of, like this, the first time I went on it was 2004, and I'm sure we've come a long way with the choices of SSRIs that are available. So, and shortly after that, I started therapy because I realized that maybe there was some stuff from my cancer journey that I hadn't processed, even though I thought that I had. So yeah, I started therapy like the 3rd week in December. So yeah, that really helped. It's nice. She taught me some, it's a cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's kind of neat stuff that I used to consider kind of hokey, like journaling and meditating. I never really thought they did anything, but I can admit when I'm wrong. I was definitely wrong. So I started that. Christmas happened, lots of time off, and then the beginning of January, set some intentions to meditate every day, which I have stuck to. I think I'm on day, 83. I only signed up for, that's on my the Calm app. I started that the 3rd week of January, but I was using it on the Fitbit before then, so I've been meditating every day since the beginning of the year, and now Calm like tracks it for me, which is really nice. It's really satisfying to see the progress that you're making, so we love that. and I'm still in therapy. So those two things have helped tremendously, or three things, I guess. So the SSRI, therapy, and meditation. I haven't gotten into journaling yet. We talked about it in my last session. I struggle a little bit with it being helpful just because I kind of relate journaling to when I was a little kid and you're like, I like this boy and I hate this girl, and I just don't know if it would be therapeutic as an adult. Like, I haven't found it such, so we'll see. Some big news that happened in January, I think it was January the 29th, I met with my oncologist for a follow-up appointment, just a regular. I had met with her in November too. And I did my, what is it called? Your mammogram in October. And I don't know if I recorded before or after that. So I did that. That was fine. And so I just had a follow-up. I had to get the echo done at the beginning of January. So I still check in with her every 3 months, even though I was off treatment. And I know a few videos back I had mentioned Nerlynx and how I've been approved for it, but I wasn't sure if it was something I wanted to do. And I think I've mentioned it in like every video since then. And so you have to go on it, and they recommend like within 6 months to a year after finishing Herceptin, which Herceptin was in the Kadcyla. So that was the drug that I finished in July. So I've had time. It hasn't been a huge rush. But my oncologist kind of every appointment does push a little bit. And I kind of knew in January I either needed to decide to do this or decide not to do this. And I agreed to do it. So I started Nerlynx on February 13th. I titrated my dose up to, like, you start at 3 pills and you work up to 6 pills. So yeah, I've been on the full dose for a few weeks now. I'm on my second bottle of it, because it's a pill that you take at home. What can I say about Nerlynx? Well, quite a bit actually. So if you look up Nerlynx on the internet, or if you talk to people, the most common thing they're going to tell you is diarrhea, which, yeah, it does happen. If you don't stay up on your Imodium, it sucks. And even now, when I'm more than halfway through my second bottle, my body hasn't fully adjusted. I try on the weekends to see like kind of where I am, because at first it was like 6 Imodium a day you're taking. And I don't know, I just feel bad for my liver, so I'm trying to take the least amount possible while still being able to function. So this weekend I experimented, and I'm still not quite there, but I'm only taking 1 a day, and that's fine. But aside from that, there's other side effects that I feel like don't really get talked about because everybody's too busy focusing on the diarrhea. So other things are mouth sores. I have one right now on my tongue, so it reminded me to say that. If I don't have them, I forget that they're a thing, but like very few days go by where I don't have one. My skin is completely broken out. It'll come a little closer if you look, and I have makeup on. But if you look all around here, it's just complete rashy acne. I've got one on my chest right now, but I've been really lucky that it's kind of stayed away from my chest, but my entire back is covered. I'm getting it on my underarms, and even sometimes on my butt, which are not normal places for me. And I know that people get pimples on their butt, but that's just, I don't often get them. But right now it's like cystic rashy acne in so many places. So that's a bummer. It also, though, I Googled that it could be a reaction to the Taxol too, because I upped the dosage of that right before starting Nerlynx. So it is hard to say which one of them is doing it. I'm just hoping that it stops. That would be fantastic. One of them is also giving me horrible night sweats, affecting my sleep, affecting my REM sleep when I do sleep, so I'm not feeling well rested. I have fatigue, which is probably from the Nerlynx. The Taxol just makes me like yawn. Yeah, and I bruise really easy. I've got a bunch of bruises that healed because I've been really careful, but like my cat like bit my arm like right there. There's just a little kitten bite. He's 6 months old, and it leaves a bruise. Oh yeah, and I get rashes here. Oh yeah, my leg pits, so the backs of my knees, and this on my arm. I'm being super careful with this side. I put corticosteroid cream on it because I'm so worried that that will set off lymphedema, which is just, I could not deal with that right now. So I'm trying to be so protective of this arm so that doesn't happen. So we'll see. That's funny. Dry, rashy skin. So all on this hand. It's hard to see on camera, but right here in this square, it's like scaly and itchy and dry, which isn't helpful that we're washing our hands so much because of COVID. My hands are so dried out. Fortunately, we're going into summer, so hopefully we get a little bit of humidity. So that's Nerlynx. Yeah. I mean, I'm this far into it, so I'm gonna keep it up, but damn. I really want to just get off cancer treatment and never be on it again. So I'm really hoping that by doing all of this, it means that my cancer won't come back. But I think that that is in the universe's hands. I'll just do the most that I can do and cross my fingers. So aside from that stuff, I can say that work is tough, like really tough. I feel like it's getting harder instead of easier, which is a bit depressing, but I'll work through it. It's just, we're in our busy season at work. It's exhausting, and I'm a supervisor, so I don't just kind of work by myself all day. I work with a lot of other people, and it can just get really tiring. Also, the routine of going to work, getting up every day when you have side effects and you're exhausted and you're in pain because you've got this weird rashy pimple shit all over your body, or you have diarrhea, like all of these things make going to work really challenging. And it was definitely a lot easier in the fall, so it's definitely a lot harder. And I had said like, oh, okay, well, I'll pick work over this drug. And I thought I meant that, but I think it turns out that I don't mean that. My life is still more important than work is. So I'm just doing the best that I can, but I'm not giving up on this drug because I think the percent is only like 2 or 3% that it, kind of lowers the risk in 5 years. I don't care. I'll take it. That's 3 or 5% that I didn't, or 2 or 3, whatever percent I didn't have before. So the statistics for metastatic breast cancer are scary. Like 1 in 3 women that are diagnosed with breast cancer, early stage, will end up having metastatic breast cancer. And metastatic breast cancer is a terminal diagnosis. You may be really lucky, and whatever therapies they put you on, chemo or whatever the case is, they may last you for years. You may be no evidence of disease, but the fact is there is no cure for it. I hate even using that word with early stage cancer, but it is a terminal diagnosis that one day metastatic breast cancer, if you have it, will kill you if something doesn't get you first. But yeah, so that lives on my mind all the time, which is something I guess that's been in the back of my mind. And so I think that's why like therapy suddenly became a really viable option for me, because processing that scary statistic is really hard. And I have a lot of friends in this cancer community now, which I love and I'm so grateful for. But some of them are going from early stage like me to metastatic, and I know that their story isn't my story, but it's scary. And I have to work every day to still try to be supportive and try to realize like this is my story and I have control over it, and I have to be an ally to them, not scared of them, and also not myself live in fear all the time. So there's a lot to handle right now, and it's really challenging me. I feel very challenged right now in life. On an up note, look at all this hair. Can you even believe it? I would take it out, but I don't want to. Well, I'll take it out. So I haven't cut it. It's so flat, my God. No volume in the top if I don't blow dry it. I just let it air dry and then I straighten it. So I still have curls, but I do straighten it. So that's like the longest pieces back there. So you can still see this mullet. I don't know if I'd cut it anyway, but Ontario has been on lockdown like more often than they haven't since I've kind of wanted to cut it. So it's just prevented me from doing that, which has been, I guess, kind of cool because now my hair is long enough to put in a top knot. A little bit falls out, which is cool because it covers up some of that disgusting mess that's creeping up my back. So I live for this hairstyle. I live for scrunchies. Oh, we have a cat. That's so wee. Yeah, so hair's still growing, and we just went into another lockdown yesterday. So maybe at the end of this one, maybe I'll get my COVID shot by the end of this one, and then I'll get my hair done. So I guess that's it, though. That's what's been going on. Therapy, meditation, big parts of my life. Working, huge part of my life. And now a new cancer treatment, which, you know, if you're at this video because you wanted to know more about Nerlynx and you're not just looking for an update about me, I can say that it's not as bad as you probably think it is. It's not nothing, though. And I don't think any drug is nothing. All drugs inherently come with some sort of side effects. Some we just feel more than others. Some just destroy your liver quietly, and like taking too much Tylenol or Advil. And then stuff like cancer-targeted drugs just seem to have a lot of side effects. So it's better than chemo. I'll give it that. I have been able to be a human being and be on this treatment. So yeah, all in all, life is pretty good. Can't complain. I mean, I could, but I won't. So thanks for checking in. I hope to have another update video at some point. I don't know when, because I just don't know. But thank you. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Sorry that I don't give content on a regular basis, but I just kind of have this channel to document for myself and to help other people. So I'm not like a YouTuber and not looking to make this a career. So I appreciate you sticking around. I'll have my Instagram linked below if you want to keep up on what I'm doing more often. I post there almost every day. So if you want to check in there, go ahead. But thanks, guys. Give me a like if you want to. And if you have any questions, just comment below. Bye.